I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm not focusing on him. I just know what I can do, and I can't wait to show it. I'm not going to crumble. I'm solid. I've been through wars, and I'm still standing super strong.
Have you lost your mind? This is Anthony Joshua that you just called out. You're fighting Anthony Joshua in less than a month. Why are you doing this?
I like to challenge myself. I like to take on the biggest, the best. I said anyone, anytime, any place. I truly mean that.
Here we go. Yes, sir! Let's go!
Anthony Joshua delivered a fierce message to Jake Paul during their tense face-off, making it clear that he's entering the matchup with the mentality of a proven champion, not a celebrity chasing headlines. Joshua explained that his confidence is at an all-time high because his skills come from years of top-level competition, something he says can't be imitated or fast-tracked. He shared that he's been working with world-class trainers to refine every part of his game, sharpening technique, tightening combinations, and preparing for anything Paul might try. For Joshua, this bout isn't just another date on the calendar, it's an opportunity to make a statement. He intends to demonstrate the massive gap between a social media-made boxer and a fully established heavyweight fighter.
Myself with some of the greatest coaches and greatest fighters in the world because I have that hunger, that desire. Every time I've been knocked down or been in trouble when I was younger, came back 3 years later, got to the Olympics. Get in trouble again before the Olympics, 3 years later, become world champion after 16 fights. Win all the belts, get beat by Ruiz, come back and unify the division for the second time. It's just constantly drives my focus and my hunger to get better. So I'm going to be a tough man to break down 100% come December 19th because I've been building myself over the last year. I ain't been sitting back.
For Joshua, this matchup marks a major step in his bid to return to the top. The former two-time unified heavyweight champion and Olympic gold medalist hasn't been in the ring since his knockout defeat to Daniel Dubois back in September 2024. When announcing the fight, Joshua promised he'd show zero compassion, calling the event a spectacle and even claiming he intends to break the internet at Jake Paul's expense. Meanwhile, Paul, now 12-1 with 7 knockouts, most of them against smaller MMA veterans or mid-level opponents, said that a win over Joshua would silence the remaining critics and potentially put him in line for a shot at a world championship.
Thank you for having me. Well, you gotta give credit to Jake and his team. They reached out to me, to be fair, and it was a great opportunity for me. So it's an opportunity for me to fight. I wanted to take 12 years out, or 12 months out the game, and I've done that. And then it was time to get back to work, so I was planning on fighting anyway. And actually I would have been fighting this weekend if I had it my way. And this opportunity presented itself, and I said, yeah, why not? It's great. I think it's massive, it's colossal, it's making big news. We're bringing marketability together with ability. Those two worlds collide. You got Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, and we're here in Miami. We're bringing Europe, Africa, Asia, in Nigeria, the whole world together to watch this show on Netflix. It's going to be phenomenal. And that's how we ended up here, basically. Two guys that...
However, the matchup comes with plenty of controversy and ongoing debate. Many critics believe Joshua is taking a major reputational gamble by stepping into the ring with Paul, a fighter who still isn't viewed by much of the boxing world as a legitimate heavyweight threat. Former champion and longtime analyst Johnny Nelson recently noted that Joshua is essentially trapped in a no-win scenario. If he cruises to an easy victory, people will say it was inevitable, but if Paul manages to make the fight competitive, Joshua could face accusations of damaging his hard-earned legacy.
Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua?
By far?
Yeah. Too easy.
Why did he take that fight?
I think he didn't have no opponents and he wanted to make Netflix happy, and I think he made a misstep. I think he was handling his career perfectly.
Yeah.
I think he would have beat Gervonta.
I think he would have beat Gervonta too.
But I think this is a big misstep. I think he let his ego get in from him and let the fans decide for him.
But if I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute. To be quite honest with you, and as a safety aspect, there's no way that fight can go ahead. At the end of the day, my God, how good does it make me look? He gets beat by Jake Paul. Well, that automatically makes me two-time heavyweight champion of the world, doesn't it? There's no proper way. I've got to laugh about it. How are we even talking about this? He got his nut boxed off by me a little over 2 years ago. And now all of a sudden, he's talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. It's like, come on. Like, you can't be serious. You can't beat me. I'm not Anthony Joshua, am I? So it's just...
Ryan Garcia weighed in on what a loss could mean for Jake Paul, stressing that Joshua's power shouldn't be underestimated. He suggested that defeat wouldn't just be a physical setback, it could also have major implications for Paul's reputation and future in boxing. Garcia described the fight as a true test, one that could be transformative by underscoring just how steep the challenge is. He emphasized that Paul will need rigorous training, careful preparation, and constant awareness to handle the threat posed by Joshua's skill and punching power.
I think that this has been a misstep from Jake. I think he wanted to make his partners at Netflix a little too happy, and he's gonna walk into it. But like, look it, he loses to AJ. Where does he go from here? You know, like, who does he fight? You gonna go back down to 135?
The problem is not that he loses to AJ. The problem is the way he's gonna lose to AJ might be life changing.
Right.
You know, so that's the real issue.
It could be life changing in many ways, right? Physically.
Yeah.
See what he did in Nagano. You know, it's like. But then again, like, if he gets knocked out, he gets knocked out.
Adding to the controversy, former champion and analyst George Groves suggested that the fight could appear questionable unless Joshua secures a swift victory. Groves argued that anything short of an early knockout, ideally within the opening half-minute, might lead fans to question the legitimacy of the bout.
Paul's still trying to convince people that he's a legitimate boxer. He's not a legitimate boxer. You've picked someone who was a professional boxer, whose dad was a legend of professional boxing. You might as well pick someone from Love Island or something. He does make a mockery of boxing. He wants to fight a welterweight, then a heavyweight, and it's a featherweight. And ultimately, what he wants to do is not have a real fight. I think he genuinely believes he's a boxer. He's not.
Meanwhile, Joshua's camp is counting on a decisive and dominant showing. Promoter Eddie Hearn has confidently predicted that Paul won't last beyond 4 rounds, insisting that a clean shot from Joshua could end the fight instantly. Hearn has portrayed the bout as a key opportunity for Joshua to restore his standing and set the stage for a potential mega fight in 2026, possibly against top-tier heavyweights like Tyson Fury. With this matchup, the spotlight is once again returning to elite-level heavyweight boxing.
Obviously, AJ versus Jake Paul. Not gonna lie, did not ever see this happening, like ever, ever, ever. So, were you just as surprised when he agreed to do it as the world was?
Yeah, I mean, I had to deal with obviously knowing that it might happen, and then the contract coming through signed by Jake Paul, and I sort of looked at it. I was like, oh my god, he's done it. So yeah, look, I have to give him credit. I do think he's crazy. I think he's got absolutely no chance. I think he's going to get smashed to pieces.
Do you think Jake's crazy?
Yeah, I mean totally. I mean, listen, for us, we received an offer that was massive money and a really easy fight. We were talking about fighting this week here in an 8-round fight. Now we're fighting in an 8-round fight for 40 times more money against Jake Paul. So I love the opportunity for AJ on so many levels. I think it's a straightforward fight, massive profile, you know, and especially in the US. So we can go back into 2026 all guns blazing with Turki Al-Sheikh and the plans to hopefully fight Tyson Fury. But in the meantime, we get to wrap our hands, go out there, build the profile a little bit, smash up Jake Paul, make a fortune, and on we go. So, yeah.
For this fight, Joshua will be wearing smaller 10-ounce gloves. The change is designed to enhance the spectacle, making the bout more exciting for fans and media, while slightly moderating the force of punches. Analysts, however, warn that the risk for Paul remains very real. Joshua's power is legendary, and the reduced padding could make knockouts more likely. While the glove adjustment is a technical detail, it doesn't change the fundamental gap in strength, skill, and experience between the fighters. Every punch is still a serious threat.
On people's records, AJ gotta take him serious because this isn't some exhibition. We're running out some judges to act like there's a decision and someone won. No, someone's gonna win, someone's gonna lose here. It's 8 rounds, 3-minute rounds. Again, heavyweight pro bout, 10-ounce gloves. AJ talking about breaking internets over faces. I think he meant to say breaking his face on the internet. Who knows? Maybe you can do both in the big 2025. But then you have the weight limit, 245 pounds, and people are automatically going to go, oh, God, here's the thing. Oh, here's the thing in the contract. No, stop all that. And I'm going to go on a rant in a second for all the people that thought this was fake, for all the people that thought that Jake wouldn't do this, for all the people that thought he was scared. I'm going to go on that rant in a second. But, okay, yes, 245 is a weird number because Jake has already fought at heavyweight. He fought Mike Tyson at 220-something. But again, I understand it a little bit. We're on short notice here. You don't want to have a Tyson Fury type situation, which AJ would never be 290 coming in here. But 260, 270, it starts to get out of the realm of possibility.
Meanwhile, the Wade Concept has cautioned that Joshua's fight with Jake Paul might not be as straightforward as many expect. Their analysis warns against underestimating Paul, arguing that he shouldn't be dismissed as merely a showman. They describe Joshua as somewhat slow and rigid with questionable durability, suggesting that Paul's youth, speed, and unorthodox style could pose real challenges if Joshua underestimates him. Wade Concept notes that Paul seems to approach the fight more like a flashy spectacle than a traditional professional bout. Yet, that very mindset might work in his favor. By not overthinking, Paul could rely on timing, speed, and unconventional tactics rather than a strict, calculated game plan. This unpredictability, rare among heavyweight fighters, could catch Joshua off guard, making Paul a dangerous opponent despite being seen as the underdog.
So we are back on the Wade Concept presented by The Ring Magazine, and today I'm starting to question myself. What is the possibility that Jake Paul might not be as easy of a fight for Anthony Joshua as I previously thought? What if Jake makes this a little more difficult than we imagine? I'm not trying to talk nonsense, and I'm not even trying to be a contrarian. I am just looking at what I have seen in the last couple of days, and it's starting to make me wonder. Am I wrong about Jake versus AJ? Not like I think Jake will win the fight, because I think that's nonsense, but something's going on and I can't quite figure it out. But Jake has a secret weapon. Apparently he has a couple of them, and I'm about to expose them right here for you guys. And then I want you to decide, what do you think? Will this help him? Will these secret weapons, will these things he was trying to keep quiet, will they help him beat AJ? Or is it too little too late, both figuratively and literally? What do I mean? The breakdown. Let's go. But folks, before we get into the breakdown, I want to say a big thank you to the sponsor of today's video, 1st Phorm. That's right, folks. 1st Phorm is one of the most trusted supplement companies in the United States and a brand I personally use every day. 1st Phorm makes high-quality, third-party tested products designed to help you perform better, recover faster, and look and feel your best. Whether you're trying to build muscle, lose fat, or just get your nutrition dialed in, they've always got something that fits. And what I love about 1st Phorm is that their products actually work. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, just real results. And like I said, everything's third-party tested, so you know whatever's on the label is exactly what you're getting. And my personal favorites from 1st Phorm is this Formula One Whey Isolate post-workout protein, or the Micro Factor that I take on a daily basis, which is an incredible vitamin pack that's designed to support immunity, overall health, energy, cellular function. You got it all covered. And for you guys, I have an exclusive deal when you click the link in the description. Buy any 1st Phorm product today, and you'll get a 5-pack of 1st Phorm protein sticks for free with your order. Once again, click the link in the description. Get your products from 1st Phorm today and get a 1st Phorm protein stick pack of 5 for free with your order. And trust me, you will thank me later. They are that good. So thank you to 1st Phorm for sponsoring this video. And one more time, make sure you guys click that link in the description and get your products today. Now, let's get back to the breakdown. All right, so like I said, Jake Paul got a couple of tricks up his sleeve for this Anthony Joshua fight. Now, again, does it matter what Jake does when we're talking about a fight that was just booked a week and a half ago and now is about 3.5 weeks from happening? Can you get good enough, as prepared as you need to be for an Anthony Joshua fight if you're Jake Paul, who hasn't fought someone in the top, realistically, the top 50? I know Tommy Fury is ranked in the top 50, but anyone that is a top 50 fighter, even in your weight class, let alone a top 10, top 5 heavyweight in Anthony Joshua, who was a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Can you get prepared for a guy like that if you brought in, let's just say, a deity, freaking Zeus, Hercules, whoever, to prepare you? Could you do it? I don't think that Jake would have enough time, seeing as he's already undersized. He's not a real heavyweight, and this is...
Their analysis reflects broader skepticism within the boxing community. Veteran observers, including Tim Bradley, have suggested the matchup could be risky for Joshua, pointing out that recent injuries and setbacks might affect his mental sharpness. Joshua will also need to cut a significant amount of weight to make the 245-pound limit, which some argue could diminish his usual power advantage. Influencer Harrison Sullivan shared his perspective on the Paul versus Joshua fight, expressing hesitation about betting on it. While he predicts Joshua could potentially finish the fight within 2 rounds, he chose not to wager, describing the matchup as a bit mad given the apparent skill gap. Sullivan also noted that the press conference was surprisingly subdued, with minimal trash talk, and observed that Paul treated Joshua with an unusual level of respect, acknowledging him as a true professional. Sullivan likened this humility to the deference fighters often show when facing legends like a prime era Mike Tyson. Overall, he sees the fight as unpredictable but heavily favoring Joshua, underscoring the contrast between Paul's usual bravado and the seriousness of stepping into the ring with a top-tier heavyweight.
Versus Anthony Joshua, your thoughts on this fight?
I wouldn't bet on it myself because I just think it's dodgy. Because if I was thinking in my head and I was betting on it, I'd bet AJ within 2 rounds and I'd put a lot of money on it. But I'm a gambling man, actually. I'm a gambling addict, and I need help. But yeah, I'm not even gambling on this one. I'm leaving it out.
How do you see it going?
Don't know. It could go anyway, just because I just think it's a bit mad.
Did the press conference surprise you? How it seemed like a little tame. There wasn't much trash talk. AJ didn't seem like overly excited.
No, to be honest, I don't watch boxing presses normally, so I don't know if that's AJ's character, if he's just a humble guy in general. I feel like he probably is. I don't know though. Do you know?
Yeah, he's normally. He is. But I was surprised that Jake Paul didn't sort of try and play his mind games. Jake Paul was sort of playing nice almost in that presser, compared to how he compares against in other press conferences.
He's talking to a fucking proper fella, innit? If it was proper, he'd get weighed in. So I think even he's got a bit of, I don't know, just a bit of humility on that situation. You know what I mean? It's like I'm a very confident guy, but if I was fighting someone who was better than me, you know, like way better, like in a different league, I probably wouldn't be as much of a, I don't know, like if I was fighting someone like Mike Tyson in his prime, but if I was fighting someone in the modern day, like, I don't know, Tyson Fury or something, or Tommy Fury, whoever, like any of these pros, I'd be normal.
You'd be more humble.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be normal with them types of fellas, but Mike Tyson in his prime, I'd be a little bit humble, do you know what I mean?
On the surface, this matchup is a huge gamble. On one side stands Anthony Joshua, boasting an Olympic pedigree, elite knockout power, long reach, and years of top-level experience. On the other is Jake Paul, a brash social media era fighter with far fewer professional rounds, more known for spectacle than elite boxing skill. Many analysts and fans see Paul as facing a significant disadvantage. While the bout may lean toward entertainment over legacy, the stakes are far from trivial. For Joshua, a decisive victory could reaffirm his status among boxing's elite, whereas a lackluster showing could tarnish his reputation. For Paul, an upset would skyrocket his credibility, but a loss might deepen skepticism about crossover fighters. Ultimately, this fight is a high-risk, high-reward trial for both men, a clash of ego, legacy, money, and skill. When the bell rings, all speculation, hype, and predictions will be resolved inside the ring.
Fine, AJ.
Oh my God, yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to give him props. Fair play, Jake. That is a big fight. I mean, AJ should knock him out.
It is a weird one. Like, am I just being stupid? Like, is he not just going to wig him?
AJ by soap being dropped in prison. So AJ by brutal Bonnie Blue scene. AJ by just something vile.
Him even stepping up to fight AJ is
AJ 2 times heavyweight world.
So tell me, whose corner are you standing in? Anthony Joshua's or Jake Paul's?